Good morning, my lovers. I went charity shopping this weekend. Look at this juicy little jacket MJ got. We like it. It's part of the Ultra Love Vibratory. Just buy secondhand. We don't need to make new things. You know, we can change. We can change, you guys. It's gosh darn early and can't sleep. And we're going to do a little tarot. I'm happy to be back properly now. The weekly tarot resumes after MJ goes into silence for a week. Check out the previous video. I do talk about these silent retreats that I volunteer on. And it's a beautiful experience. So now we're back to the grind known as tarot, the daily tarot. Let's get some insights for the Ultra Love Collective. You guys, I love you. I appreciate you. You're amazing. What is life? Nobody knows for sure. So let's crack on. Let's just see what the cards say. I'm going to be doing the weekly readings ahead for the Patreons and get back into our yoga session and all that jazz. Jazz hands, you guys. Come on. Come on. Oh, rough start. We'll see what else we get. So this is like a conflict card. The 5 of Wands. I often interpret it as like petty conflict. Like just rabble. People just so sort of like, and or depending on the surrounding cards, this can also be indicating like an inner battle. Like something energetically is going on inside. You're like, oh my God, what do you know, you're all over the place. As in, imagine all these people as just people's in your head. But energy would be significant as far as like there's people maybe in a creative project or something or work environment where you're just not seeing eye to eye. Oh, like so much of the world. You know, part of the reason I talk about not like watching mainstream media is like it's awful. Like it's always, you know, war and violence and just that it's heartbreaking. And yet through all my life I'm like, the news has always been like that. There's always been crazy dark ass wars and, you know, shenanigans, and so much of our world economies are all like intertwined and wrapped up in the military war complex, which is, I mean, all to love. Let's hope for a better way for all of us, you know, like more love and peace and silence and less of the fighting. It's not always that easy or obvious though, is it? Okay. Whoa, you guys, there's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of movement and a lot of fire. There could be, there's like messages coming in from different angles. Some people might, there's a Knight of Wands exiting. There's a message coming in. And then there's new love. There's new potential, new beginning, renewal. The Ace of Cups is like the guiding light right now with all this fiery energy. Straight up, it could be a dynamic that is just not working out, so you're out. Now you could be this Knight of Wands being like, see ya. Like you just can't seem to, there's a lot of fire, conflict, petty conflict, fighting. And you're like, this is 6 of Wands reversed. This is not successful. This is not going good, right? I'm out. In fairness, the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands, they're going in different directions. Like even the Page upright, oh, this is what's going on. This is not my vibratory, but thank you very much. But thank you very much. There's a lot of conflict in this situation. It's not successful. But the people here, so if you're dealing with this situation, you're making an exit strategy, it would appear. Why? Because new love is springing forth from the wellspring of your heart. I make all these jokes, and yet here's the truth. Like, this is possibly challenging, disappointing, upsetting. Or your departure is creating some disappointment in other. It's depending on who, or roles reverse it. Somebody's leaving a situation where you just couldn't see eye to eye. There's a lot of conflict, and you're like, shit, what's that? You know, this is not it. There's a new world, though, you guys. Like, there's High Priestess, intuition, Ace of Cups. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. Oh, Lord. Who was I speaking to about Disney? And then the new Ariel, Under the Sea. So yeah, High Priestess and faith. There's like a unified, I would say like a really profound spiritual connection, even if it's just your own. Like, you're having an awakening, you're feeling a much deeper sense of faith, and not just faith, but like a knowing, an intuitive knowing, right? That it's like beyond well, faith is that too. So there could be quick movement for some of you coming in. Be prepared for adventure. This is exciting, actually. So yeah, conflict, turmoil, grieving. That's been, I mean, I would say running theme probably for years now, but like, grief is part of the human experience, right? And as painful and as brutal and as awful and heart-wrenching and et cetera, that it is, it transforms us. It has the potential to open us up and help us see life in such a different way and integrate that wisdom into our body, right? As in, grief and emotional process is all contained as equally valuable to a healthy human life, right? So there's no shame in the grief. It's just that this happens sometimes with conflict, things not going our way, and people leaving our lives, right? So like, that's always like sad, possibly enraging, depending on, you know, what part we're playing. We can be like, boo-hoo, or we can be like, fucker. You know, we can feel it. But I usually find that with a depth of emotional process, the anger tends to lead us into like more emotionality, which can offer us the true healing of forgiveness, of the wholeness of a kind of completing a cycle. There was a world card. I did see it. Yeah, you guys, there's definitely some ending. I just looked down and saw a Ten of Swords in this deck. It was reversed. So I'm like, a lot of the pain, a lot of the brutality, I want to say, is really, really closing down, finishing off. And now it's just like, what do you want? There's an Ace of Cups here. This is, again, the shiny promise of this reading, which has a lot of, dare I say, turbulence in it. See, I've looked down at this card. This is the Rebecca Campbell deck. I can't even remember the name of it necessarily, but it's like very whimsical and sort of spiritual on that level. But it says rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So some of you might be going through a total like cracking open of like, what do you want from me? But these are by design, you know, like all that I've just been sharing. This is an opportunity, you know. You crack open and you shed a skin, you reemerge as a different being, and it's a rock bottom. So some of you could be feeling pretty down in the dumps. No, but then there's a sense of like, just even in these darkest hours, right? There's some sacred divine spark part of us that has the will to go on. Have faith in something, have faith in love, have faith in like renewal, have faith in connection, togetherness, right? Like, and also straight up with this sort of conflicted situation, I'm looking at people that probably weren't quite in alignment anyway. So I'm looking at Paige going one way, I'm looking at Knight going another. Like, there could have been an age difference, there could have been a slightly different set of values. Obviously with the two wands, I'm thinking there's definitely an attraction, there's no doubt, you know. Attraction is a wonderful thing. It just doesn't always take us to where we want to go necessarily based on our individual trajectory, right? So I'm gonna go now, you guys. That's a daily read for you. Happy to be back. Feel free to book a private reading, and mostly just look after yourself. Feel free to join the patrons if you want to get the weekly updates, join the yoga class, and just be part of the Patreon community. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have an awesome day. Peace out.